What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Living Survival. I hope everyone had a good holiday season. I know we did. We had our twin girls last Sunday, and today I have a pair of twin flashlights for you. And just like mine, they are not identical. A few differences between the two, so let's take a look. So the original S Mini Baton from Olight is a great EDC flashlight. Very popular flashlight. It came in several different finishes, such as this titanium, which in my opinion is pretty sick. So 550 lumens, I believe, on the original, and now they have the new S1 Mini Baton. Few changes on this little light. Same form factor, pretty much the same size as the original. But again, a few differences, starting with this knurling here. It's got different knurling than the original. The original sort of had that crosshatch square knurling. So I like this sort of, I don't know, it looks sort of like a cheetah knurling to me. Looks very, very cool. Size-wise, again, very, very similar. These might be maybe a millimeter shorter than the original, but same form factor. Pocket clip is a little bit different. Same deep carry pocket clip, but now it is a two-way pocket clip, so you can wear it with the light up, or you can wear it with the light down, making it capable of attaching to a hat and wearing it as a headlamp. One other big difference with the new S1 Mini is that you can now get it in a high CRI version, 90 CRI, so it's going to reproduce those colors a little bit better. It's got more of a neutral white tint to it, 5500 on the Kelvin, as opposed to the standard S1 Mini that has 70 CRI and 6500K on the Kelvin scale. So nice to see them offering it in a more neutral white version. Now the higher CRI light, or the warmer, more neutral white light, isn't going to have the output that the cooler white light has. As you can see here, hopefully on the bezels, they have now labeled it 450 lumens on the high CRI version on the left versus 600 lumens on the standard on the right. It shows the Kelvin there, 5500 on the left with a CRI of 90 and 6500K on the right with a CRI of 70. You can see the reflectors are a bit different too, sort of a frosted cap over the high CRI version. I'm not sure if that's what gives it its more neutral color rendition, but also lowers the lumen level. Otherwise, same exact form factor, same exact function, same exact everything other than the output. So we can take a closer look at the high CRI version, which is my favorite out of the two. It really just boils down to if you like the warmer, more neutral white or the cooler white. I like the warmer, neutral light, especially for an EDC light or a headlamp. You can see here it's stamped with HCRI on the back. It does have the magnetic tail cap, so you can click it to things like a toolbox or a refrigerator. Overall, I think these are beautifully designed. Very, very small form factor, making it a perfect around the home or EDC light. IPX8 waterproof, so you could even use this as a headlamp in the rain, for example. Use it in the car for sort of a maintenance light. You know, if you've got any magnetic surfaces in your car, it would work there too, to hold the light while you work, changing a tire, for example. So overall fit and finish is what you'd expect from Olight, and the overall form factor is very, very nice as well. One other welcome feature in the S1 Minis is that they do come with the RCR123A that is rechargeable, and although you do not have any onboard charging, the battery itself has a way to charge. So you just plug in a micro USB, you get a red indicator, I believe, when it's charging, and it shuts off when it's full, and then you pop it back in your light. So that's nice if you have multiple products that use the RCR123s. You can get these rechargeable batteries. So again, no onboard charging, just like the original. Didn't have any sort of onboard charging, but you can charge the battery directly and then pop it into one of these lights, and you're good to go. Now the new S1 Mini Batons do have the magnetic tail cap, whereas the original did not. And for an EDC light, I'm not a huge fan of the magnetic tail cap. It does tend to stick to your keys or anything else that might be magnetic in your pocket, but I love the magnet on the tail cap for around the home, and that's really the primary use that I would get out of this flashlight. You can stick it to the refrigerator, the washer, you can stick it to your ducts, you can stick it to your electrical panel, your toolbox, anything that is magnetic, you can stick this to, and it's always going to be in that same spot as long as you remember to put it back. So we have these on our refrigerator. We use them around the home at night or anytime we need a quick amount of light. We know right where it is. So again, for home use, I think that magnetic is extremely useful. For EDC use, not so much. So shining a flashlight on a white wall gives me a real good idea of the beam pattern, the spill of the light, and also if there's any visual artifacts such as hot spots with a flashlight. So on the left here is the HCRI version, the warmer version. That is the 5500 K or 5500 Kelvin. The cooler lights are going to be higher on that Kelvin scale. So on the right here we have the standard version, the 6500K, a little bit more cooler white, a little bluish tint to it. Now the lower Kelvin lights, like the one on the left here, is going to give you better color rendering, going to make colors look more natural. That's why I prefer a more neutral white light, and therefore those are going to be higher on the CRI scale. So 90 CRI on the left and 70 CRI on the right. So looking at these two lights side by side, you can see they are reflecting a bit different. The one on the left there, the warmer light, does have more of a spill to it, not such a defined hotspot as the one on the right. However, I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up. I can see some visual artifacting in the light on the right. So again, my choice here would be the more warmer light, the one on the left, the HCRI version. Here we are jumping up to 50 lumens on the left versus 12, 60 lumens on the right versus 15. Again, that light on the right has a little bit tighter hotspot. It's starting to tighten up on the HCRI version as well. Jumping up again here to 250 lumens on the left versus 300 on the right. Now the neutral white lights are going to be a little bit lower in the lumen level. However, when you're talking 50 lumens, it's not that big of a difference here. You can still see a little bit of a tighter hotspot on the cooler white light on the right, and the artifacting is going away. So I'm only noticing those hot spots on the lower light levels, or the lowest light level. So good to see that it is going away. However, again, still prefer the neutral white light. Jumping up here to the brightest lumen level, 450 on the left and 600 on the right. Again, not that big of a difference brightness wise, and the beams are almost uniform. Now a little bit of spill on the one on the left, just not quite as tight as the cooler white. So if you want a nice tight light, although these are going to be more floody than they are spotty, a tight light makes a bigger difference when you have more of a spotty light, a searchlight for example, something that reaches out quite a distance. I like to have those nice and tight. Floody lights doesn't really matter to me. You're not going to notice much of a difference, as you'll see in the night shots coming up. But the neutral white does definitely have a tad bit more spill to it than the cooler white. So it's always a challenge to show flashlights in the wintertime in the snow because of how it throws off the camera lighting. We're going to start here with the more neutral white light. I will show them side by side so you can see the difference here. You can see the spill on this light. We can jump up to its highest setting, which for this one is 450 lumens. There we go, we are at the 450 lumens. You can see just how beautiful that light is. Now it's going to be more floody than spotty, of course. It's a smaller light, smaller reflector, but it does put out a lot of light at that 450 lumen mark. And since it's got that high CRI, you're going to get better color rendering than you would with a cooler white light. So let's switch over to the lower CRI or higher Kelvin light, the cooler white. You can see it is quite a bit cooler than the neutral white light. Colors aren't as nice, but with these lights you do generally get a brighter lumen setting, and you do with this as well. Same operation for both lights. You single press to turn the light on and off. Well, from off we can turn it on. We're going to go into our moonlight mode again. That is half a lumen for this light. Going to run for 15 days. Cycle on up to our next lumen level, which is 15 lumens versus 12 on the higher CRI. That's going to run for 30 hours. Jump up again, we go up to 60 lumens, which is going to run for 6 hours. Jump up one more time, 300 lumens, that's going to run for an hour. And then our high on this one is 600 lumens. That's again going to run for 1 minute before stepping down. So again, plenty of light, just not quite the color capability of the higher CRI light. All right, so hopefully you'll be able to tell the difference when I switch back and forth. Now here's the high on the neutral white, and here is the high on the cool white. Not quite the color rendering as the neutral white. Not sure how well you're going to be able to pick that up on the camera. Let's double click and go into our turbo mode here. I'll shine it a little ways away. Let's shine it up at the trees here. So here's our turbo with the cool white, and here is our turbo with the neutral white. Again, when you're talking 50 lumens, not a big difference in brightness. And as I've said many times in this video, I prefer the neutral white. So although outdoors this light is going to be limited to around the campsite and for camp type tasks, indoors you get plenty of light in an emergency situation or just around the home. You can see here, even at the lowest level, I'm able to light up this rather large room. We can go on up to our brightest level, and again, plenty of light for around the home. Let's take a look at one more difference between the color temperatures. This again is the neutral white, and this is our cool white. Colors aren't quite as vivid, and you can also see the beam, whereas not so much on the neutral white. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Again, it comes down to whether you want the cooler white version or the more neutral white version. Whenever there is an option, I tend to go with that neutral white option. With these two lights, it has less artifacts. It's going to reproduce colors better because it has that higher CRI. Again, remember, lower the Kelvin, the more neutral the light is, but higher on the CRI index, also the more warmer the light is going to be, or the better that it is going to reproduce those colors. So again, I go with the neutral white version here. The only time I would go with a cooler white option is if I'm looking for that super thrower, something that's going to throw light a long way away, something that I want to just maximize the lumen output, then I'll select the cooler white. But for everyday uses, headlamps, keychain lights, EDC lights, I'm going to stick with that more neutral white option. These lights are perfect for everyday use. You can throw them in a pocket or a purse. You can stick them on the refrigerator or any other magnetic surface. Easy operation and beautiful design, as always, from Olight. Make these lights a winner, in my opinion. I'm going to put a link below to Amazon where you guys can pick these lights up for yourself, as well as any coupon codes that I might have for Olight's website where you guys can get these lights at a deal. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Make sure you leave me that comment in the comment section below. Please share this video to your friends and family on your social media. And if you haven't already done so, click subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified of new videos.